only on Fox Sports World, the home of world-class sports. This summer, feel the heat. Fox Sports World, America's soccer channel.
1 year ago, in the Premier Development League Championship Final, the Cape Cod Crusaders pulled off a dramatic 2-1 overtime victory over the Boulder Rapids Reserve. Tonight, they'll look to go back-to-back as they hope to defend their title against the Chicago Fire Reserves. The United Soccer League's PDL Final from Chicago is next on Fox Sports World. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City, and the setting tonight for the USL showcase match of the Premier Development League. The Cape Cod Crusaders making a return appearance to the final after winning it all last year. And the host, Chicago Fire Reserves, hoping to lift the PDL trophy on home soil tonight. The championship's next on Fox. And it's turned out to be a terrific day for soccer in suburban Chicago as the Cape Cod Crusaders and Chicago Fire Reserves meet to determine this year's PDL champions. Hello everyone, I'm Paul Dolan, and we're just moments away from kickoff of this championship final. Cape Cod and Chicago, the last two teams standing after a grueling elimination that began with over 50 teams to start the year. And we look at how the teams got to the PDL final here in Chicago. Cape Cod with 12 goals for each game to get to the final, including a 4-0 shutout in their first and last games there against Memphis. That was the team they defeated in the semifinals to get to the PDL final here. For Chicago, they scored 13 goals, including an 8-0 victory over Indiana. Then they shut out Mid-Michigan and downed Orange County 3-1 to get to this prestigious final, the PDL championship. Joining me on the broadcast tonight is Richard Broad. And Richard, two teams with very contrasting styles of play.
Well, indeed they are. The Cape Cod Crusaders are an offensive juggernaut. They led the PDL in scoring. But I believe the key to this game tonight is consistency in defense, and that's been the trademark of the Chicago Fire Reserves. If they can keep that up, they can be the national champions.
Well, the kickoff for the final is coming up right after this. It's the PDL Championship from Chicago, live on Fox Sports World.
This is Fox Sports World.
In these times of too much credit card debt, are you getting caught trying to balance your credit card problems as you try to balance your life? The consequences are serious, but there is a cure. There is Ameridebt, an approved nonprofit debt management company established to get you back on solid ground.
If you have between $2,500 and $40,000 in credit card debt, then Ameridebt's Cure program can help eliminate credit card penalties, reduce interest rates, and make your monthly payments smaller.
My interest rates on all 4 cards were between 22 to 29%. After being with Ameridebt, they lowered my interest rate to 4 to 11%.
It went down from 20,000 to 18,000 to 16,000 to 15,000.
At a much faster rate than I could have done myself.
Soon I'm going to be out of debt, and Ameridebt made this possible.
Call for your free and confidential credit card debt analysis. Call in the next 8 minutes to see how fast you can get out of debt. Call 1-800-THE-CURE.
This broadcast of the 2003 PDL Championship is brought to you by USLsoccer.com. Visit USL's website for up-to-the-minute league information. By Umbro. Wherever there is football, there is Umbro. Welcome back to Naperville, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. And the home of the MLS is Chicago Fire. And for tonight, the host of the USL's PDL Final. As you see Cape Cod and Chicago coming onto the pitch. As you look at the lineups for tonight's game, first for the Cape Cod Crusaders.
Once again, the Crusaders, they're going to go out, they're going to go on the attack. It's a 4-4-2, but they're going to get those outside backs, Calcuta and McNutt forward, especially McNutt. He's a dangerous attacking presence.
The danger man is Joseph Nguyen. Now you look at the Chicago Fire reserves, who have a 4-3-3 to start this match.
And the man they feature is Denny Clanton in the back, maybe the best defender in the entire league. He's going to have a lot of work to do today.
And joining us as a third member of the broadcast team is the sideline reporter Ken Tomash, who has a coach's perspective on this match.
Thanks, Paul. But looking at this matchup through the eyes of the coaches, if you are Cape Cod's Matembe Unlovo, one thing you want to do is you want to try to keep the pace down and neutralize Chicago's advantage of speed. You want to control the midfield so that you can get good service to those front runners, Joseph Nguyenga and David Bulow. And definitely the goalkeeper, Keith Boudreau, has to come up big. On the other side, for Mike Matkovic, well, his team has an advantage in speed, so they want to utilize that. And Ned Grabavoy has to step up big. He's done it every time they've had a big match. Paul?
Thanks, Ken. And it looks like it will be the Fire who will kick it off in the all-red strip, shooting from right to left as you look at it on the screen. And the Cape Cod Crusaders, who were here last year in the final, will defend the goal to our left in the all-white uniforms. And starting up front for Chicago is Ned Grabavoy, Jamal Sutton, and Rob Mao will be up there as well. As right off of the kickoff, it's Sean Babcock who plays it wide right now. As the Fire look to start things quickly in this final. Long ball headed away. As the first portion of this match is brought to you by Umbro. Wherever there is soccer, there is Umbro. That's Grabavoy, the danger man for Chicago. And Sean Babcock. Try to play it forward for Sutton. Babcock now. And Sutton in control. Nice possession there. As both teams, Richard, will have to adjust to the artificial surface, which they haven't played on much this year.
But it runs really well. It favors a player like Jamal Sutton with all his craftiness, his cleverness up front.
Grabavoy now trying to lay it off, and losing that tackle was Dombrowski. A nice through ball now. Chasing onto it is Bulow. David Bulow and a shot. A good effort early from Cape Cod as that rising shot just over the bar from David Bulow.
And that's a perfect example of the way Cape Cod plays. They're an offensive team, but they spring the offense out of their defense, winning the ball, getting the ball forward early. And look at Bulow with that tremendous pace. A little bit early on, just gets a little bit under the ball, but he's dangerous on the counterattack.
Disappointed with himself in missing that early opportunity. We're just a minute and a half into this PDL championship match from just outside Chicago as the Fire reserves host this, having defeated Memphis to get to the final. And you saw both teams, Cape Cod and Chicago, scoring a bundle of goals in their playoff action to get through here. They were the top two teams in the entire PDL, 51 teams. These were teams 1 and 2 with 64 and 60 goals respectively to get here.
Both of these teams have a lot of offensive firepower, but they approach it a completely different way. And it's interesting, I was talking to Matembe Unlovo before the game. He says their key is to not let players get in behind them, draw players forward, and then look to counter just as we saw early on.
And Unlovo knows what he's speaking of. He'll be in the back for the Cape Cod Crusaders tonight, the player coach, number 7. As you look at the referee for tonight's game, Ricardo Salazar, veteran of MLS and A-League action. Now a ball's whipped into the box to the back post and headed away at the last second there. Coming across to nod it away was Ian Pilarski. So Chicago now will get a corner kick.
And that's great work by Pilarski to get back. He's very, very clever going forward in the attack, but he has defensive responsibility to handle him very well, forcing the corner.
Corner kick to be taken by Babcock as he sets this one up for an in-swinger. Good driven ball and headed away again as Boudreau, the keeper, came for it but didn't get it. Now it's knocked away again in defense. Grabavoy tried to pick it off. And again, they'll look for Bulow, the lone man up front for Cape Cod right now, as they defend first and attack second.
It's very interesting that Cape Cod elected to go with Scott Calcuta at the left back instead of Phil Flakes. Calcuta, bigger player, more of a presence in the air. That's probably the reason for the utilization of him in the back.
So the first foul of the game called against Cape Cod. And that'll give Babcock and the Fire an opportunity to set something up here just inside the Cape Cod half.
Sean Babcock takes all these restarts, plays at Portland under Clive Charles. Very, very active player, good server of the ball. Done a very, very good job all summer long as a restart specialist and the attacking man out of the midfield for the Fire Reserves.
Out of that very strong Portland FC club.
Put together by Clive Charles, who also runs the program at Portland. Clive Charles, one of the really fine gentlemen in soccer in this country.
There's a half chance.
Right shoulder, right shoulder.
Still in play as they keep it alive near the end line. Finally it does go over and will be a goal kick now for Cape Cod.
Paul, let me mention again, University of Portland, both Kyle Tanner and Sean Babcock out of that program with Clive Charles. He's been suffering, he's fighting cancer, and we certainly hope he's doing all right. He's a class act. He's just done so much for soccer in the Northwest, specifically in Portland, throughout this country. Let's wish him the very, very best.
I'll second that for sure. I had the opportunity to play against Clive's teams on a number of occasions in the Pacific Northwest. And it's certainly a soccer hotbed in Portland and Seattle. But for today, it's Cape Cod in Chicago, here in Naperville, which is about a 45-minute drive from Chicago. And it's where the Chicago Fire MLS team is playing, in addition to the reserves. We have it for the PDL Championship tonight. And a terrific soccer facility. They're playing on an artificial surface, but one that plays a lot like grass. As the ball settles nicely for the players. Chicago now trying to build something up good outside of the foot pass there from Dombrowski. He was looking for Rob Mao on the left side. That was cut out by the coach, Lavo. Very skillful at Lavo, and there's 3 players on this Cape Cod team which all come from the same town in Rhodesia, including the coach and Lavo. They're all from a small town that is where Bruce Grobelar, the former Liverpool goalkeeper, also grew up and played his club soccer.
Talking of Malovu at the beginning of the week, he wasn't sure whether he was going to start. He wasn't kidding me at all. He's not going to sit this one out. This is the national championship. He may be the coach. He may be the equipment manager, but he's going to play in this game tonight.
And he has one of his countrymen up front. He hasn't seen much of the ball yet. That's Joseph Ingrania. And it's been David Bulow, who's been all alone up front for Cape Cod. But it's Chicago now on the attack as the ball driven in, hits in Lavo's chest. And he brings it down nicely and comes away now for the Crusaders. Inside for Bertoloni, who is challenged strongly there. And now Grabavoy. Ed Grabavoy puts it on a dime, sets it up, and there's a shot from Dombrowski, and a good effort just wide as Grabavoy set up Dombrowski for the shot.
And that's not unusual. Grabavoy, very dangerous player, scores his 2 goals, but Dombrowski has been the man dangerous coming out of the midfield. A good left-footed chance, hits it first time, almost gets it on frame, just off the target by a little bit.
There's the captain, Paul Chase, who set up that early opportunity by David Bulow. With a quick straight long ball.
Versatile player. He's played sweeper in the back when the coach decides those old legs are getting a little bit weary. He can play sweeper. He can also play the defensive midfield fielder. Nologu, what a classic guy. Played at Dartmouth under Bobby Clark. He knows all about defensive structures. If there's a man who does defense well in this country, it's Bobby Clark, and Nologu learned his game from him. He fed it around the experience he had at Dartmouth and having tremendous success in his first year as the coach of Cape Cod.
Now forward for Chicago. He plays it off the plant, and the captain for the Fire Reserves, and he escapes it into touch. It'll be a quick throw now as Marty McNutt, who's from Northampton, England. Plays the ball forward, looking for Polarski in the corner. And actually the big man, Denny Clanton, who is the PDL Defender of the Year last year. He's tough to get by. And it's Pollard who puts the last throw into this one. Or actually it's a throw in deep in the right corner.
Mike Makovich feels he is a definite MLS prospect. He has been tremendous out of the University of Dayton in the Atlantic 10. Not a major soccer conference, but this plant is as good as they come.
Bulow to take the throw, and it's a long one deep into the area. Looking to turn there with a half shot. It was Adam Pfeiffer. He had it blocked, but Cape Cod's going to get a throw-in on the far side.
A nice play by Ty Dombrowski we saw in the attack. He now comes back and defends. Versatile two-way player. All PDL this year. He's had a great season.
Now raises it in midfield. And a good through ball now looking for Bulow. Right to the end line. Tries to cut it back. And it's headed away. Salguda played it off the arm there of Jamal Sutton, so Cape Cod now will get a free kick.
Jamal Sutton showed why he's so dangerous. Very, very quick for Mike Matkovic's team. He's done a tremendous job in Chicago. Also coaches the Chicago Magic club team, under 17s from the Chicago Magic, won the national championship. So Mike Matkovic is looking for the second championship of the year. That's really something if he can get the double.
Ball chase to take this now for the Crusaders. Good driven ball, but a little bit too far, and the keeper's able to come and claim that one. That's Matt Pickens in the Chicago goal. He had a very strong 2002 season. He was the PDL Keeper of the Year.
He may be again this year. Maybe, not sure he was, but boy, Mike Matkovic feels he should be. He thinks he, like Clanton, is an MLS prospect.
Now chasing back into his own end is Wickert, who has to go to the ground to sweep it away. He thought it went off the charging forward Pfeiffer there, but it's going to be a throw for Cape Cod. As Nguyen now gets a touch. Couldn't get by two Fire defenders there. Grabavoy will leave it for Sutton. Ball intercepted by McNutt. He played it through. And Halco will play it back.
I like the strategy of the Fire. They sometimes play with three in the back. They've dropped Kevin Wickert in as a fourth defender, and this neutralizes that counterattack that Cape Cod really tries to look for.
Good long searching ball now on the left side for Rob Mao, and it was knocked into touch by Marty McNutt, so Chicago will get the throw, but a great through ball there. It's hung up a little bit too long for Mao to be able to beat the defender, McNutt.
Both Mao and Sutton have tremendous speed, and you spring them, they get in behind the defense. That's the thing that Nalogo has been worried about, their speed getting behind the defense. Hasn't happened yet.
Another good throw. This time from the Fire player, as the field relatively short in width, rather, enables the throw-ins that are taken to be very dangerous to the keeper, sometimes even more so than a corner kick, which is often lofted. The throw-in, which comes on an even plane, is very tough for the keepers to come out for as you look at the foul here.
This is now tracking back, and he just doesn't get goal side. As a result of that, it's an obvious foul as he takes down Kolarski coming out of the pass. Well, it's an interesting comment. Let's get back to what you said. I think that as we look at Joseph Nguyen, he is a dangerous, dangerous player. Led the league in scoring. He is so fast. But, Paul, you made the point. He hasn't had enough of the ball yet. They've got to get the ball into him to get more chances on the attack. He just hasn't had enough of it yet.
17 goals for Joseph Nguyen to lead the league, and he was up there in terms of points as well. Just a couple of assists, but when you need a goal, you're going to get it from Joseph Nguyen. Scored some crucial goals to get through the playoff rounds as well. And I should mention that Cape Cod actually needed to win their last game just to get into the playoffs. A very competitive division they were in, with the 5 teams separated just by 5 points in a division of 10 teams just to get into the playoffs. So now Nguyen is called for a foul as the Chicago player Ryan Halco loses his boot there on the play.
Well, Ryan Halcrow just fighting to win this ball back. And look at this work by Halcrow, and he's taken down eventually by Nguyen. Halcrow's a surprise starter. What happened was Brett Strang, the veteran, got a red card in the last game. They tried to appeal it. They didn't win the appeal. Halcrow has to come in and do more of that kind of thing for the Chicago Fire Reserves. Well done in that situation.
Disappointing for Brett Strang, who's a native of Naperville, would love to have played here in his hometown. And a good gathering here for the final as well. There's a look at Ned Grabavoy.
And another look at Grabavoy from Indiana. Interesting career. He's had Indiana. He went there, Player of the Year, Parade All-American, National Player of the Year. Got injured the first day of practice at Indiana. Fought his way back to get into the lineup even as a freshman. He didn't want a red shirt, didn't want to sit out. Had a minor tear, knee tear. I believe it was an ACL. Ned Grabavoy plays under Jerry Yegley. He gets better preparation for playing in the pros than under Jerry Yegley, and he's shown it this year. Mike Matkovic feels that he's been the most important player on this team all year long, always coming up with a key goal.
Didn't have an opportunity to play in the semifinal, though. He was with the U.S. Under-20 team. And so the luxury now for Coach Mike Matkovic to have him in the lineup against the defending champions, Cape Cod Crusaders, who won it last year against Boulder reserves, the Rapids reserves, Colorado Rapids reserves team, on a golden goal. They won it 2-1 and are looking to go back-to-back here. They're in possession now. Good ball from Damian Quinn, but a poor one. That'll be a goal kick for Chicago.
Damian Quinn has to be disappointed in his effort. There's a big, rugged guy coming off an ankle injury a little bit earlier in the season. Another Dartmouth grad, and this is how Mathembe Lovu found him. He's playing at Dartmouth, not a Dartmouth grad. He's still an undergraduate at Dartmouth. Damian Quinn, big, rugged guy, can dominate in the air. He's fighting for that ball now.
And he comes away with it, goes off the fire player last. It'll be a throw-in now for Cape Cod. And a great day for the game in this early evening. 75 degrees with a slight wind in the Windy City, but we're just outside the Chicago metropolitan area, so we're not affected by the winds off the lake. And the sun just beginning to set now behind us here in the press box.
Picture perfect day for soccer here in Chicago. Just absolutely brilliant.
Cape Cod looking to restart the game quickly whenever they have the opportunity. First alone for McNutt. Tight marking there, though, from Rob Mallett. And Levo sets it up and plays it forward, looking for Nguyen. Good touch there. Now Bulow has an opportunity inside the area. It went off an arm. It's going to be a handball and a penalty kick. Cape Cod's going to get a chance here just in the 15-minute mark or so to open the scoring from 12 yards out. And the referee, Ricardo Salazar, made that call immediately.
Well, the coach knows where he wants to go with the ball, and Manlovo drives that ball in, looking immediately for Nguyen, and it goes to Bulow. Bulow comes through. Yes, it was. That ball was hit by Clanton just before Bulow got on it, knocked it down with his hand. Very, very good call by Mr. Salazar.
And it will be Joseph Nguyen who will take this, as the goalkeeper for Chicago, Matt Pickens, has a word with Mr. Salazar. And he's a big obstacle to get past. It's 6'4" Matt Pickens. But if anyone can do it, it's Nguyen with 17 goals on the year, and he makes it 18 there with a goal by Pickens right down the middle, just to the left a little bit. Calm and collected, and Cape Cod has the 1-0 lead.
Sometimes the goalkeeper, you can try to do a little bit too much, and that time Matt Pickens made an effort to read and outguess Nguyen. Nguyen just swatting it in on the ground, didn't even hit the side netting. And taking a look at this, Bulow, maybe not. Now, Clanton's hand was out. Bulow obviously yelling for it, but it doesn't matter because Nguyen is here to put this one in. Make it 1-0 in favor of the visitors.
Right down the interstate, and the keeper Pickens had moved, giving Nguyen the easy tap in, basically. And it wouldn't have looked too pretty if Pickens had stayed still on that one. But it doesn't matter. It's in the net, and Cape Cod has the lead, the early lead that you definitely want in any championship match. And there's been a yellow card given now.
Yeah, that's a hard foul by Pfeiffer on Ned Grabavoy. Restart at the top of the box this time. Not obviously a penalty kick, but still a dangerous situation. Grabavoy and Babcock on the ball. I look for Babcock to take this one.
Bulow sets up the wall in front of his keeper, Keith Boudreau, who hasn't been tested yet. Grabavoy will leave it, or rather it's Grabavoy to take it, as Babcock left it for Grabavoy, but an easy save for Keith Boudreau.
I was looking for the shot that time by Babcock because he's a little bit better and a little bit better from long range than Grabavoy. Grabavoy's a poacher. He's not necessarily a great shooter of the ball. He's a poacher, he's a scrapper, he gets battles in there. I was a little bit surprised to see him take the restart.
Kolarski now for the coach and Lover. Calguda will just go back to Boudreau. Poor ball there, picked off, but Lover wins it back now. He's got McNutt with him. Plays it forward for Bulow, who caused that penalty. And now he's got two Chicago players wrapped around him. And Pollard is able to clear nicely. See if Nguyen will get a little bit more involved in the game now after scoring from the penalty spot. Nice touch there from Nguyen. But he gave it away, and now Chicago has a chance to counter. Rob Mao inside. Alco goes wide for Babcock.
Look at what Cape Cod does. They lost that ball, and they immediately regained their defensive shape. It was a classic example of defense that Lovu learned from Bobby Clark at Dartmouth. Bobby Clark, once again, a person who just emphasizes structures. Teams have won with structure and defensive shape and organization. Won at Dartmouth, won at Stanford. They started winning at Notre Dame. And his disciple, the coach of this team, following his lesson plan precisely.
Alguda pressured in the corner. Had to give it away. Picked up now by Halcro. For Sutton. Good skill from Sutton. Played it forward for Babcock, but a little bit too far again on this quick surface. The passes have to be right to feet.
And Paul, that defense will get so organized. They don't want to let anybody get in behind. And players like Rob Mao and Jamal Sutton have the speed to get in behind. Ned Grabo was very clever at picking his moments, but they're keeping the play in front, forcing them to force the ball in, and the defense is so well organized. Even though Chicago's had most of the possession, they haven't really had any dangerous penetrating chances.
Cape Cod not perfect in the back this season, though. They have allowed 30 goals in comparison to Chicago's 17. But they've scored enough to make up for that. They went on a spell of 3 consecutive losses mid to late part of the season, which was a bit of a surprise. But since then, have been perfect. And, of course, through the playoffs had to be, but really demolished their opponents, scoring 4 goals in each of the games to get here. And they've got one already, a quarter of an hour played. We're 20 minutes in, 15 minutes was the time of the penalty. And just by the reaction on Buloh's face, it looked to be a definite penalty as he was claiming for that. And Ricardo Salazar, the referee, was right on the spot and didn't hesitate to make that decision. There's another long ball looking for Buloh.
That's the tactic they use, the speed of Nguyen and Buloh. Draw the defense in, knock the ball up over the top, and it's been effective thus far.
Now Wickard has time to set this up. Take the short route through Babcock. That one's cut out by Nguyen, who's come back. And again, they leave Buloh up front until Nguyen can come up and support.
I'm impressed so much by Nguyen, how active he was. We mentioned that early on in this game, he hardly had any touch of the ball. So what he's done is come back and solve that problem by going and getting it himself. A lot of forwards will just stay, and if they don't get the service, they sit around sometimes, they pout and complain they don't get the ball. Nguyen is taking the matter in his own hands, gone back and got it, and he's created some offense as a result.
And the referee spotted something there. It's going to be a free kick now for Fire.
And don't forget for the latest USL news, sports standings.
That's a foul off the ball. I didn't really see that. I was looking at the ball being played ahead, but again, Babcock on the ball. He's a very accurate server of the ball. These are dangerous chances. Cape Cod cannot afford to give the Fire reserves too many opportunities on these long set pieces.
Every player back in the Cape Cod half as they linger around the top of the 18-yard box. And Babcock will put this one in, drives it off the player there, deflected, and then headed toward goal, and Keith Boudreau picks it up. Boudreau in goal now in place of Troy Perkins, who was their starting keeper last year. Perkins has gone to Europe to give it a go over there. As you look at Boudreau, he's been very steady in the Cape Cod net throughout the season.
Big, strong guy, he's obviously dominating in the air, but he's also very quick on low shots as well.
Good ball looking for Pilarski there.
Confidence shown by Clanton, just heading that ball back to Matt Pickens, and especially after Clanton has had that unfortunate hand call early on, he still has the confidence. He still feels he can do the job. It's not a risky chance with his ability.
Good long clearance there from Pickens. Will cause some trouble at the top of the area. Big ball for Grabavoy. Still loose. Grabavoy now on the left foot. And, oh, what a save there from Boudreaux, who came off his line aggressively to block it away with his chest. But a good effort there from Grabavoy. And we almost had a 1-1 game.
And that's what Ned Grabavoy does. He's just a pest. Look at him looking at that second ball, fighting, scrapping, keeps his chance. And Malovu never gives up. The coach still has something left in those legs. Enables Boudreaux to make the save.
Well stood up by Boudreaux. They do get a corner kick out of it, though. Babcock again will take this, and in swinging again. Keeper looking right into the sun there as the ball's driven to the back post and headed down. A good effort is getting up there to win that header was the number 5, Kyle Tanner.
Tanner, a central defender at Portland, playing out wide because of the experience of Clanton and Wickard in the middle of the defense. Tanner very good in the air, a very solid central defender for 5'12" on the college side. Suggested well the outside position here for Chicago.
Now in Lovo. He loves to come forward in possession of the ball. Gives it to Bueller. Now Vercoloni, the captain, trying to get through a couple of Chicago players there. Good skill from Vercoloni. Now he plays it wide left. There's a good shot, but high and over. Not that good a shot, but good opportunity to set himself up with Adam Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer's got a lot of pace, gets down the flank very, very quickly. Once again, this very controversial play ruled a handball before Bueller went on it, resulting in that penalty kick, the only score of the game thus far.
And you could see the look on Pickens' face as he saw it trickle in behind him. It's a big target to shoot at from 12 yards out, and oftentimes the keeper has to guess to make the save, and on that occasion, Nguyen just strolled it into the center of the goal, right down the pipe. Now Bueller will give it to Nguyen. He'll leave it. Kolarski picks it up, gives it away. Nice move from Rob Mao. Inside for Dombrowski. Grabavoy. That time turned it into 3 different Cape Cod players and away from the Crusaders now. The big Damian Quinn, who plays it wide left for Pfeiffer. Sliding tackle there from Tanner, knocked it away.
Solid tackle by Tanner. That's like your central defenders. Nothing's coming through here.
Now in Lovo. Again, lots of confidence playing it along the ground. Poor touch there, though, from Ian Kolarski. Chicago comes away, but Kolarski comes back to win it back.
Again, that's the way they've been trained by Coach Malovu to get back on defense. You make a mistake, Kolarski didn't handle that ball well. He's back in to break it up, give his team possession. Very, very good discipline. You talk about the Crusaders' offense. It's certainly been good, and they have given up more goals than Chicago, but they're going out there. Their defense is the key. It's so well organized. It leads to a lot of opportunities in the attack.
Nguyen now on the wing. And he knocks it by his mark, but a little bit too far. There's going to be a free kick, though, as the referee waited to see if Nguyen could pick that one up. Play the advantage there, but obviously didn't get an advantage, so it'll be a free kick now for Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Not happy with that one. Wickard's a very versatile player. He started his college career at Wake Forest, transferred to St. Louis. I saw him play this ball against University of Maryland, playing in the midfield. Big, strong defensive presence there, playing in the back. If the Fire doesn't get a goal soon, we may see him start to go forward where he can exert some more power in the offense.
Casey's ball driven into the area. And the keeper Pickens kept it alive. Kolarski now will knock it back in. And there's a header. Oh, it's just wide. It's getting up with Bueller. Good effort there to get his head to it, but he knocked it just wide of this far post.
That's an example of that firepower. Pickens did not want to give a corner, so he went to get the ball, and it came right back out to Pfeiffer, and he gets the ball into Bueller, who can really get up in the air as he does that time. Great ball by Pfeiffer, not hesitating, going in, and look at the effort by Bueller to get up above Dombrowski and almost get another one for the Cape Cod Crusaders.
Babcock couldn't keep that one in. Quinn for Nguyen. And there's Pfeiffer again, who's been dangerous on that left flank. Very tricky player. wins another foul in a very dangerous position just outside the area, about 10 yards outside the box.
Very tricky. He can come inside with the ball, but where I think he's most effective is when he stays wide and goes for crosses. Each time he comes in, he gets taken down. Usually he'll try to go wide and get in that left-footed crosser we saw previously. He put on Bulow's head.
Very comfortable with both feet. He does win a free kick, though. As Quinn, Vercoloni, and Chase line up over the ball. Pickens has a 5-man wall in front of him.
A little bit odd. I would think they might want to put someone like Quinn at the far post. Big, strong header of the ball. Instead, he takes it.
And it's Vercoloni who keeps it alive in for Nguyen, but knocked away.
And a pretty good effort at the set piece. Vercoloni not quite getting enough of the chance to get in a clear cross on that.
Vercoloni again in the corner. Didn't have any support, but was able to win a corner kick, so they'll set it up on the far side.
Luke Vercoloni is really covering some ground right here, just painting the field with his footprints. He's the captain of the team, and deservedly so. There's no questions why he's the captain. The leader by his example. Player out of Seton Hall, defensive-minded player, can play both ways, plays for Manny Shellshot. He's coached on the national level. He's obviously learned some lessons from Manny Shellshot. Very polished and very hard-working player.
Vercoloni with the in-slinger. And a little bit of trouble there in the fire box as they are able to clear it. And Lovo now for McNutt. Drives it to the back post. And a good header there, but stopped easily by Matt Pickens as Scott Pagluta got up for that.
He's a very good header of the ball, Pagluta. He's just a big, strong, rugged, and he's a dangerous presence coming forward on restart. That time out of the run of play.
We are a half an hour into this PDL championship match in Chicago, and the host Fire Reserves trailing at 1-0 on a penalty kick goal from Joseph Nguyen in the 15th minute. And now Sutton trying to get that one back, took it to the end line and just booted it over the goal.
And that's what Jamal Sutton likes to do. He likes to get the end line, as does Rob Mao, but there's no space to get to the end line. This collapsing defense, this organized defense of Cape Cod has given very few opportunities, the only one being the one from Ned Grabavoy picking up that second ball and trying that chance about 5 minutes ago.
This portion of the match is brought to you by USLsoccer.com. For all your league information, log on to USLsoccer.com. Now Sutton found himself with some space but couldn't control it first time. Gives it to Babcock now. Wide left for Nicholas Pollard. Pollard will bring it inside. Plays it along the ground for Grabavoy, who has Sutton wide right but couldn't get it to him. Vercoloni cuts it out and gives it to Nguyen. Good skill there from Nguyen. Nice pace from Adam Pfeiffer to try to pick that one up. Grabavoy very skillful to bring that down. Waiting for some players to free themselves up. We'll go through midfield. And Halco, watched by Nguyen for Tanner.
Even though Chicago's maintained possession, they're not able to penetrate any more than this.
Now Mao. And it's flicked on as Dombrowski was waiting to try to head that one home. Nice touch from Nguyen there, but Bulow couldn't read it.
Much more dangerous ball than I anticipated. Now did get in fairly deep and get in that service, but usually when Cape Cod gets all their players back, there's very few gaps, and it's very hard to penetrate. Chicago's going to have to get that ball forward a lot more quickly if they're going to have chances.
Grabavoy has been holding it up well, but there haven't been many red jerseys in support. They'll try to build it up slowly here through Tanner on the far side. Halco. Off his line. There goes Pfeiffer again. Very comfortable one-on-one. Played it inside for Nguyen. Good ball. Nguyen now for Bulow. And just again a little bit too far on this very quick surface.
When you have a player like David Bulow, it stretches the defense. It means they have to give ground because he's so quick at getting in behind. And that opens up things for players like Vercoloni to come forward out of the midfield. And for Pfeiffer to get down the left side. And this is why the attack from Cape Cod is so versatile. They have a lot of weapons and a lot of ways they can beat you. That's why they've scored so many goals.
Now Grabavoy can turn. And there's the ball into the box. And Peck couldn't get his foot to it. Chasing is Pollard. They'll knock it right back in, and now Boudreaux will get this one.
The organization, it's great for the coach to be able to organize it, but having him out there on the field, Logo out there on the field, before you may have heard him saying, no serve, deny the serve. So great when the coach can get out there and set the example. I remember, Paul, in my own career, I had trouble up just playing the game, and I had trouble up just coaching. He could do both coach and play at the same time.
Ken Tomash is the third member of this broadcast team. He's down at the sideline.
Guys are just talking to Mike Makovic, the Chicago coach. He says we're playing okay. We'd like to see a little bit more quicker distribution to his forwards. He says they're holding the ball a little bit too long. Guys are open, but they're not getting the ball to them in time. And he's not overly pleased with his forwards. We may be seeing forward Chris Rolfe, who's an All-Atlantic 10-team player at the University of Dayton. He's warming up. We may see him. Mike Makovic says he wants to see how the next few minutes go before he decides if he pulls the trigger on that move.
And I agree with you completely. They're just taking a little bit too long to get in the attack. The players may be open, they may not be open, but you want to take some chances. Don't let this Crusaders team get organized, because that's where their defense is almost impenetrable.
Pushing it forward is Wicker. That's good ball for Bulow, but again, he's all alone. He'll wait for support. Plays it wide left for Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer always looking to attack. Always looking to take players on. And he can go either way. He tries to cut it inside this time. Full ball cut out, though, by Wicker. Now it comes for Sutton as he switched sides with Rob Mao, who's gone to the right side. Sutton over on this left side now. As Nguyen picks it up. Good skill there. He'll have it cracked and a good effort. But just wide there as he set himself up nicely for that shot.
And he always sets himself up on his right foot. Cannot let him go to his right. He wants it on his right foot. He drives it there. Better defense. But he is a predictable player, but because of his pace, he still manages to get off the shot.
Just about 10 minutes or so left in this first half. The Cape Cod Crusaders, the defending PDL champions, with a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Fire Reserves. They're just in their third year of play in the PDL. The team aligned with an MLS squad. Obviously, the team that we saw play just before this match, which took on the Metro Stars. And as you mentioned, Richard, a lot of the players developed specifically for that purpose of climbing up the ladder, and that's exactly what this league is. The Premier Development League is the only national league, it's actually international, as it goes 51 teams in 2 different countries, and it's a perfect platform for both the Canadian and U.S. national teams.
Well, the Chicago Fire MLS team has been very supportive of the Chicago Fire Reserves. It's one of the reasons why in their 3 years of existence they've won their division every single time. Very supportive. Chicago is becoming a hotbed of soccer. Of course, Bob Bradley, who coached the Metro Stars today, used to coach here in Chicago. He left. Dave Sarakin came in. 2 outstanding coaches, both disciples of our national team coach, Bruce Arena. So Chicago's really become a hotbed, and Mike Makovic has just done a great job, not only with his Fire Reserves, but with the Chicago Magic Club side.
So many of the players from the PDL go on to either the USL Pro Select or into the A-League. And a number have made their ways into the national teams as well.
Saw 2 today, playing Tim Regan for the Metro Stars. Played with Chicago, Bradley graduate, and also Ricardo Clark played last year for the Chicago Fire Reserves.
Good tackle there from Matembe Ndavo as he got stuck into, and there's some good skill from the coach as well. He can do it both ways, going forward and sweeping up in the back. They're looking for Bulow there.
Clanton showing his athletic ability. It would look like they might have gotten that ball over the top to Bulow. Clanton winning it in the air.
Now Sutton, top of the arc, and has a shot deflected. It's going to be a corner kick now for Chicago, as Sutton's effort there was deflected.
good job by Sutton. If you don't shoot, you reduce your chances of scoring by 100%, and now Gravel has a chance for this corner. But Sutton doesn't take that chance, it probably gets snuffed out, and there is no opportunity whatsoever. Now they have a corner.
It'll be Gravel to take it on the far side.
Looking at Chris Rolfe possibly coming in, as Ken Tomash indicated, he gives him a lot of speed, a lot of pace off the bench.
Headed away. Now top of the area is Mao, who left footed in. Might have had a shot from there, tried to pass it. And Bertoloni will try to spring Bulow loose. Alcrow got a touch. And then Pollard plays it wide right for Sean Babcock. Sutton will strip. Good play from Quinn here. And Gwenro will pick it up. Got Polarski racing. Good ball. Polarski now. Edge of the area. And his ball goes over Bulow, but Pfeiffer's there to shoot it. Still alive as this shot was more of a cross. Polarski. McNutt. Inside now. Bertoloni will try to turn onto the left foot. It could be knocked there. Advantage went on, and a good strike. An excellent shot from well out from Scott Palguda. Almost caught Matt Pickens out there.
Scott Palguda, we talked about how good he is in the air. Not too bad on the ground on that shot.
As you look now at the substitution for Chicago, and Sean Babcock must be struggling with an injury as Chris Rolfe comes in this first half. With still 5 minutes to play. In the first frame, as the kick from Pickens now goes downfield. And Rolfe gets an early touch.
Interesting substitution. We talked about Rolfe getting on, but coming on for Babcock. Babcock's been quiet, but he's a crafty player with a good work rate, and now he's out of the game. I would have thought they might have taken Alcrow up with a little more defensive-minded. Instead, they decided to replace Babcock and get Rolfe in the game.
And now Sutton has a chance to set this up. Knocked away by Quinn.
And even on the occasions when the Fire Reserves do seem to get into the back of the defense, the rest of the defense on Cape Cod getting in there, seems going to be no channels and no space to play through. It's going to be very hard for the Fire Reserves to get the equalizer.
Again, they'll set this one up similar to a free kick situation as Sutton, who has the long throw. They get lots of bodies into the box, and the big men from back come forward. It's Kyle Tanner in there with Dombrowski. Try to flick it on. He's unable to get ahead to his Dennis Flatton, the captain, and center back coming all the way up for that throw. Now Cape Cod going to win a free kick.
We talked earlier, Paul, about the throw-in being almost as dangerous as the corner, and I like it because this ball can go in. And we're taking a little look here at Sutton throwing, and actually he's still on the field. That is not a violation because he still had that foot on. He didn't cross the line, and maybe you think it is. He's got to go all the way over the line, so it really wasn't a violation in that situation. By throwing it on the line, I think it's more dangerous. You as an ex-goalkeeper can say, isn't it a lot harder when you throw that ball in sharp rather than float the ball in, give the keeper time to get under it?
Well, I remember the Seattle Sounders in particular played on a narrow surface at Memorial Stadium on an artificial surface, and they were able to whip the balls in from Jason Farrell throws. Don't forget that, because they cause more problems than corner kicks often do because they are whipped in at head height. Keeper's got no chance to come out for those ones, and they're often flicked on and create a lot of danger in the box. Tanner now with the outside of the foot for Rolfe. Nice skill inside. Couldn't return the pass to Tanner though. Bulow chests it down. Now Clanton. Alcrow and Dombrowski. And a difficult ball there from Dombrowski, as he might have laid it off a little earlier.
With less than 3 minutes to go in this half, it's unlikely the reserves are going to be able to draw the goal back in the waning minutes of the first half. Let's see if Mike Matkovich can get his players to do what obviously he wants them to do, attack with a little more pace, not give the defense time to set up.
Good ball through from Quinn now for Bulow inside the area. And Quinn shrugs off the tackle there. Gives it to Polarski. crossing effort was blocked, though. And now Chicago's going to get a chance to counter through Sutton. Jeremy Sutton brings it inside. Good pace now from Sutton. He's got Rolfe wide left. Takes it himself through the middle. And 5 different players try to strip him of the ball. He still has it, goes into the area. And it looked more like the Cape Cod players were looking for a booking on Sutton, who worked the dive to the ground there. And Chicago players were looking for the penalty kick. Back the other way now. Clanton will clear it. As it opens up a little bit here, play it going back and forth in the last minute or so of this first half.
I'm sure Mike Mankiewicz was going to say something to Jamal Sutton that time. They had the counterattack. He tried to beat 5 or 6 players when he had Rob Mao on the left side wide open. He's going to go down. There's going to be contact, and that was not a foul.
Good touch from Grabavoy for Sutton at top of the area again. Big sliding tackle there. And now the Seds come up just a little bit too much. So it'll be a free kick for Cape Cod.
A bit of nastiness. Rob Mao coming in. He very easily could have been booked for that one. Coming in with both cleats up. That was a foul, and it's a very dangerous foul that time. Yeah, he's going for the ball, but boy, there could have been a serious injury there, and no wonder the Crusaders are upset.
Paul Chase now, one of the co-captains, will go wide left for Lova, the coach of this Cape Cod Crusader team. Calming presence both in midfield and in the back, where he's had a strong game so far.
He's got the coach, and he's got sort of another coach on the field, and Captain Paul Chase, the PC star, is so steady, just doesn't make mistakes. They sometimes use him forward in the midfield today. He's been alongside Malavo, the coach. It's like having 2 coaches in the center of the defense. No wonder the Fire are having trouble getting inside and getting chances in the box.
Chicago has been the team pressing here in the later stages of the half, though. Rolfe now, again with some nice skill, takes it into the area, trying to set something up here. Dabrowski, his bypass to Pollard, and each time they run into a wall of Cape Cod defenders. Dabrowski tries to win it back. And an offside there and over and back, but Chicago in possession. Not sure why the referee blew that one down.
Salazar wants it taken, the correct spot. This is the right thing to do. He's been completely in charge of this game, doing a very good job.
Grabavoy for Rolfe now. Plays it forward to Dabrowski. Rolfe looking for the volley. Ball for Nguyen. Crusaders just trying to hold off now in the last minute or so. There won't be too much time with stoppage to be added on.
There will be 1 minute of stoppage time.
As we say that, we're told just 1 minute. There was a substitution as Babcock was replaced by Rolfe. Now Sutton in the corner. And a look to go off a Crusader defender. So in this last minute here of stoppage time, the Chicago Fire are going to get an opportunity to bring the big men up from the back to try to win something from the corner kick.
I think they got an opportunity they didn't deserve. Looks to me like Sutton just hit that ball out on his own, but here's Chris Welch giving it a try. Last try probably of the half.
So he replaces Babcock both on the field and on the set pieces. Clanton now tried to cut it inside. It went up in Lovo, and if they can take it quickly, Chicago's going to get another opportunity. Every single player is in the Cape Cod half, except for the goalkeeper Pickens. Grabavoy to take it. The outswinger. And there's the header down, and Boudreau stopped it. A good effort there on almost the last kick of the entire half, and it was, as Wickert got up to head it down, and Boudreau stopped him.
Paul, I may be mistaken. That's the first time Wickert's been floored for a restart. I think we should see him up a little bit more often.
So a good first half. It's Cape Cod who has the only goal, and they lead it 1-0 in the Premier Development League Championship Final.
This is Fox Sports World.
You don't have to fill a room with stereo equipment to fill it with great sound. All you need is the Bose Acoustic Wave music system, the small stereo with the big, bold sound. The Acoustic Wave music system uses patented waveguide speaker technology to deliver rich, room-filling sound from a small, simple-to-use system. With built-in CD player, AM/FM tuner, and handy remote, You just plug it in and enjoy clear, lifelike sound. Order right now, and Bose will include this custom pedestal that allows you to easily connect your acoustic wave system to your TV, VCR, and more. The pedestal is a $150 value. Yours free if you order today. Shipped right to your door, you'll have 30 days to experience its award-winning sound in your own home, risk-free. Call this 800 number to order right now, and Bose will waive shipping charges. Be sure to ask about our interest-free installment plan. And enjoy big, bold sound from one small music system, the Acoustic Wave Music System.
Clean your teeth and really cleans them. Good job. Much better. Fast, clean. And there's no better way in the world to clean around braces or get under tight fillings, crowns, and bridge work. The Sonic Clean Between machine is compact and cordless, so you can take it anywhere. It comes complete with 8 incidental brush tips, and it's yours for only $19.95. Call now, and we'll also send you the Sonic Toothbrush Attachment, this gum stimulator, a Sonic tongue cleaner, and a convenient organizer absolutely free.
And if you call right now, we'll even give you Dr. Milner's Minute White System, absolutely free. It'll get your teeth 4 shades whiter and brighter in only 4 days. The difference will amaze you. You'll get everything for only $19.95, so order yours now.
Call 1-800-427-9058 to order your Clean Between machine with Sonic toothbrush attachment, gum stimulator, tongue cleaner, and tooth whitening system. You'll also receive 18 flossing brushes and a toothbrush every 60 days free for life.
Welcome back to Naperville, Illinois, the host site for the Premier Development League Championship Final between Cape Cod and the Chicago Fire Reserves. It's 1-0 at the half for the Crusaders, but it's the Chicago Fire Reserves who just in their 3rd year of existence have continued their winning ways. They captured their 3rd consecutive division championship 2 weeks ago and won their first ever conference championship last weekend. Of course, affiliated with the NOS's Chicago Fire. And our Ken Tomash had a chance to speak more to someone who's very important to that organization.
That's right, Paul. I'm with Mark Boyle, the president and general manager of the Fire Reserves, who are in the championship game in only their 3rd year. Mark, what do you attribute the quick success of this team to?
Brilliant. But basically, we've had great coaching for 3 years and great players. Brett Hall was our first coach, did a great job with a new franchise, and Mike Makovic has had our team the last 2 years, and he and his staff work overtime. They bring in the best college players they can to field our team, and that's the key right there.
Tell me about the relationship with the Chicago Fire. How did it come about, and how does that work?
Well, it's the Fire is a sponsor, and they're a very important sponsor for us. Peter Wilt is really dedicated to developing soccer talent in this country, so the Fire have kind of taken us under their wing. They've sponsored us. They give us guidance when they can, and they've been 100% support all year long for 3 years in a row.
It's worked well so far, Mark. Congratulations on being here, and thank you. All right, Paul, back to you.
So the Fire, who trail this game by 1, have 45 minutes left to try to equalize and get something out of the PDL championship from Naperville.
This is Fox Sports World. All over America, people are throwing out their cable boxes and switching to DirecTV. That's because right now, when you call this toll-free number, you can get a free 2-room DirecTV system with professional installation. You heard right. Get a DirecTV system with standard professional installation, a $250 value when you call Prime TV now. With cable, you can pay upwards of $45 more each and every month for basic channels and still don't always get your favorites. Like do-it-yourself and food channels. If you're lucky, maybe your local cable company will offer them. But with DirecTV service, they're already here, including the best DirecTV programming. With access to over 225 available channels featuring the best premium movie channels like HBO and Cinemax, Showtime, even Stars, Sports Pack, and favorites like NFL Sunday Ticket, with your choice of nearly every NFL game on Sundays throughout the regular season. Family programming, music choice, and DirecTV pay-per-view movies and events. Plus, you get access to your top local channels, all at a price that's a whole lot less than cable. With DirecTV service, you get digital quality pictures that make you feel like you're right in the middle of the action, and digital quality sound featuring state-of-the-art DVD quality.
And now get 4 months free of DirecTV's best programming package, Total Choice Premier with local channels. That's right, you get over 225 channels free for 4 months, a $350 value when you call now.
Hey, knock it off up there.
Call 1-800-701-7561 for your new DirecTV system. Just pick up the phone and call 1-800-701-7561 for your DirecTV system now. Offer ends September 30th, 2003.
We are at Cardinal Stadium in Naperville, just outside of Chicago, and we're at the half where the Cape Cod Crusaders have that one goal that gives them the lead here. It's Joseph Ngwenya who scored it from a penalty kick, but earlier in that half.
A dominating work by Pickens, but this is the difference right there. You see Denny Clanton, the outstanding defender, making that one mistake, handling the ball, giving Ngwenya the chance to put his team up on front early on. Here's a real tight chance, though. On the other end, Ned Grabavoy, look at my logo, keep playing, and what a fine save by Boudreau. Again, some of the ferocious action, Sutton dribbling a little bit too much. Can't keep doing that. You're not going to get through a compact, solid defense. The Crusaders, by dribbling, and have to get the ball forward early, as Mike Makovich indicated to Ken earlier in the day.
We kick off this second 45 minutes with the Cape Cod Crusaders in the all-white uniforms playing from right to left. And it's the Chicago Fire Reserves in possession now in the all-red kit. Now they're just going to knock it into touch as David Bulow is down on the turf. And he gets up slowly, but does get up, which is good news for the Crusader team for sure.
Got the worst of the battle in the air with Wickert that time. You're not going to beat Kevin Wickert in the air very much. A little good sportsmanship there. Bulow, though, if you put that ball on the ground, let him get in behind the defense. He is a menace.
Well, it was Wickert who actually had Chicago's best chance of the half on the last kick. It was actually a header the last play of the half when he knocked it right at Boudreau, who got his thigh up to stop it, then grabbed it to keep this game at 1. 1-0 is how it stands right now. The 18th minute goal from Ngwenya. Nice touch from Grabavoy. McNutt got in hard to win that challenge. Dombrowski now heads it wide left for Sutton. One-on-one with Ndlovo, and McNutt came out to help out, and so did Vercoloni. 3 men around him. Now a long ball for Bulow. But a good challenge from Clanton. And the Fire are in possession through Dombrowski in the middle. Cutting it out at Ngwenya.
Again, it's got to be faster than that by Nick Pollard. He had a man open in the middle of the park, and then the defense gets organized. You've got to get it in there quicker.
Talguda's ball is headed away by Wickert. Looks like a foul on Dombrowski there.
They got Pfeiffer for cutting underneath Dombrowski that time. I agree with that call.
Foul on Cape Cod, free kick, Chicago.
Chicago coming out, Paul, the start of the half, much more aggressively, assertively. They need to avoid passes like that by Wickert that she barely got there, but they need to get forward and assert themselves on the attack, be more aggressive, take some chances.
Now another free kick in the Chicago half.
Slow, methodical play will work against a lot of teams, but not a team as well coached, as well organized as Cape Cod.
Sutton. Again, good footwork there, but he dances away from a couple of tackles. Now he keeps it alive and will get a throw in.
Maybe Jamal Sutton's individual brilliance will pay off, but he is playing right into Cape Cod's hands by trying to dribble through these players. They're just too savvy, they're too good defensively, they're too well organized. He's got to give the ball up and get it back. Combination play is going to work more effectively, in my opinion, than individual endeavor.
Sutton will set up for the long throw. This one more of a looping ball, and that's why Boudreau can come and catch it.
Just like you said, Paul, you'd love that one yourself as a goalkeeper. It's in the air forever, able to pick it up. It's got to be driven in on the line, whether it be a throw-in or a corner. Drive it in low. Don't give the defense a chance to react. Make the keeper make a quick decision.
Look at that ball from Quinn, looking for Ngwenya, but it's a keeper. Pickens who got there first. Good effort from Quinn to try to pick out Joseph Ngwenya.
The difference in style, though, with players like Ngwenya and Bulow and get behind the defense and stretch it, much more room in the attack for the Crusaders. They might be able to get something coming in from behind those long balls. Opens up the defense, gives chances for people like Vercolone to get in the attack, as he did on a couple occasions in the first half.
Now the referee, Mr. Salazar, is trying to get things going quickly here as Cape Cod, with lots of time left to play, can't start thinking now about taking time off the clock, although they will try to slow things down. as they nursed this 1-0 lead.
Never had a chance to see Matembe Nlovu play for Bobby Clark at Dartmouth, but he must have been just an ideal ideal player for Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark's type of player, smart, intelligent, doesn't make mistakes, fundamentally sound. He's transferred it to his own play and now the play of his team.
Goes ball for Rolf. And now into the box. There's Nlovu. Steady as always. Knocks it away, Dombrowski. That's Wickert, rather, for Dombrowski in the middle. He left it. There's Pollard. Grabavoy was taken down. Play goes on. Right in front of the official. Didn't look like a foul. Now Tanner. Tanner brings it inside. Still with it. It was Sutton who tried to dummy it there. Pollard couldn't get onto the end of it, though. Sutton gives chase, bumps off McNutt, and wins a free kick.
Oh, he got the good result that time. Marty McNutt's a feisty player. Those typical Irish defender. He's going to go after it, not back down from the challenge. This time Sutton gets a free kick, and that's a better result than he's had previously in this game. I notice now they've got Wickert forward on this restart, along with Dombrowski. I'd like to even say Pollard gets forward as well. He's pretty good in the air.
Grabavoy, who takes most of the set pieces, will take this one with a 3-man wall in front of Boudreau. Good driven ball. Headed away, though. Picked up by Sutton. He's got Rolf to his right. Plays it to him. And now another ball into the box, but that one was too far.
Not a bad idea, though. I've been impressed by Chris Rolf coming off the bench as he did at the end of the first half. There's elements of Bobby Convey in him. I get a chance to see Bobby, and I know him quite well. He's affiliated with my own camp, as a matter of fact. Chance that he may go over to England to Tottenham Hotspur. Lost for American soccer, but a great opportunity for Bobby Convey. Chris Rolf, again, reminds me of Bobby Convey with that quickness and that attacking flair.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Umbro. Wherever there is football, there is Umbro.
Boy, Joseph McGuenya, anytime he gets inside that box, he's looking to go to goal with it. No wonder he's got 18 on the year.
Bertoloni, but there was a foul against the Crusaders there. I think it was on Pilarski.
It was on Pilarski, and unnecessary because Bertoloni had the play made, and Pilarski comes and just shoves him in the back. Really no need for a foul right there. You don't want to keep giving these restarts because they get players like Wickert forward and Ty Dombrowski. They're going to be dangerous on these. Bring Clanton forward also. They've got some strength and some power, physical presence. This has actually been where they've been most dangerous with Grabavoy serving it.
They certainly have the height, and Grabavoy would try to pick someone out. Headed away there and fouled was Paul Chase, and he wasn't too happy about it. That was Quinn, rather.
Quinn has to control himself. There was a foul on Wickert that time, and Quinn, he made the play. Don't get into these little individual battles. It's a good play. Quinn goes up, and actually, I'll tell you what, Quinn used Wickert to elevate himself in the air. That foul might have gone the other way.
The only goal of this game has come from the penalty spot. Joseph Nguenya in the 18th minute. There's been a couple of good chances for the team, though, in particular, as we mentioned, for Chicago, the best chance coming in the dying moments of the first half when Wickert's header was stopped by Keith Boudreau. Bertoloni. Lots of space inside for Quinn. And Chase moving up. Goes outside for Pilarski. Pilarski will bring it inside now and has Bertoloni wide left. All the way for Pfeiffer. Would rather get a little bit more involved. He was good in the first half. Takes a shot here that's deflected. And now we'll play it for Grabavoy. Chicago on the counter now. Sutton. Trying to play it wide left there for Rolf. And then Rolf just fouled Ian Pilarski.
They're critical of Ian Pilarski's defense before, but no criticism there. He did a good job to drop back in that team shape, the ability to understand, cover each other very well. The zonal defense is being worked to perfection by Cape.
Mulo rising. Grabavoy coming back to win that. For Sutton on the wing, chests it down, and well played for Grabavoy. Grabavoy, the edge of the area now. And just before he got to the end line, tried to cut it back, went off of Inlavo. It'll be a corner kick now for Chicago.
The old man still got some speed in those legs. He told me he had to go back in the back, couldn't run as much in midfield, but he knows when to run and when to be there. A lot of corners coming up, though, now for the Chicago Fire, and they can't keep giving these restarts, Cape Cod, no matter how good they are defensively. They just can't give all these set pieces away.
Tries to bother the keeper, goes to the back post though. Clanton will try to knock it back in. Sutton goes up for the header. Now Wickert again. Still loose, and finally Clanton knocked it over the bar. The ball just wouldn't settle.
A lot of chances there. A bit too casual for Cape Cod, and that height advantage that Chicago Fire has when they bring players like Clanton forward, that may start to tell in this game.
Ken Tomash is down at the sideline. He's got something for us.
Guys talking to the Cape Cod bench. Of course, the head coach is out on the field playing, but guys on the bench are saying the game's getting a little bit choppier now, and Cape Cod is fine to play that way. Chicago wants to play that way because Cape Cod has the goal advantage, but Cape Cod coach said they would much rather their team possess the ball a little bit more than they are possessing it now because they don't want to let Chicago get back in this one.
Talking about Ken Risley, the assistant coach, is taking over. He's a player, but he's stepping down from his playing responsibilities to let his boss have some fun out there on the field, and they work very well together, and it's obviously coordinated so that Nalovu can play and do the kind of job he's been doing. Ken Risley taking over. They haven't missed a beat in terms of the coaching organization.
See if Sutton can put this one on a little bit better throw. Puja comes, can't claim it though, although he's fouled. But a little bit better throw, and you can see it caused a little bit more havoc as well, as Boudreaux couldn't just hold on to that.
And it's great you have tall players coming forward to head the ball, but if you have a player like Boudreaux who can come out and dominate in the air, look at this, getting the hands up, and it looks like Dombrowski was the player that pushed him to the ground. Good call that time. Yeah, obvious foul, and Boudreaux is very, very strong and dominating in there in the back. They're not that tall in the back, really. They've put in Palguda because of the height advantage, and he's neutralized players, but the key has been the play of Keith Boudreaux in the goal.
Good to see the coach looking out after the keeper, too, as he shot a nasty glance at Dombrowski did in Lovo. There's Dombrowski with the ball now. Quinn couldn't control. Good sliding tackle there from Tanner. And now Mao goes wide left for Grabavoy. Grabavoy will try to set himself up. The ball is deflected. Another corner kick for the Fire.
Corner kick, Chicago Fire reserves.
Not Ned Grabavoy. You can't take your eyes off him for a minute. He's a fiery little player. He knows how to get half chances. He's got some of the really big goals for the Fire reserves this season.
Chris Rolfe to take the set piece. Rolfe came on for Sean Babcock in the 40th minute. Drives this one in. Here's a chance for Grabavoy right near the penalty. And there's a chance inside again. Still loose. As they couldn't just pull the trigger on it.
Denny Clam is just having a nightmare today. He had that handball earlier, and he just had that ball at his feet. He couldn't get out of it.
And Lavo heads it away. Goes off a wicket, then Grabavoy. Good touch from Lavo.
Tremendous play by Nilavo. He's just been the man of the match, in my opinion.
Oh, and look how quick they almost countered. Bulow was open, but a nice stopping header in there. A shot from Pfeiffer. Just went wide of the goal.
Nilavo has just been so steady in the back. He not only has organized the defense, but he's initiated the counterattack to this man out of Pfeiffer in that particular occasion. Pfeiffer's a very good cross to the ball, but a couple of times he tried to get the ball in behind defenders, just simply cross the ball, and it would be a better opportunity, in my opinion.
Sutton challenges with Quinn. And now plays it off himself for Grabavoy. Dombrowski will shoot. What an effort! Oh, off the bar! What a shot from Dombrowski from way out. All of 30 yards. And Boudreaux had no chance on that one with all that pace. It hit the upright and stayed out.
I think Boudreaux was surprised to see that one coming. Tremendous shot by Dombrowski. First time Boudreaux didn't even know what came by him. I think he only heard that shot by Dombrowski. A rope for 35, and it's a game of inches, and it just doesn't have the inches close enough inside to tie this game up.
A fierce blast from Dombrowski almost equalizes things here, and in the meantime, there's an injured player on the field as one of the Crusaders is down. But what a hit from Dombrowski, out of nowhere almost.
And they really haven't been able to get anything, and maybe that's the only way they're going to get it, by going from outside. Tremendous shot by Dombrowski. I think it might be Damian Quinn who's down, and they can't afford to lose him. He's a big physical presence. We've pointed out already that 30 minutes to go in the match, those tall players are starting to get into the box on corners and create some havoc.
There's the challenge.
Oh, it looks like he took it in the back of the head. The two head bump heads that time. And Sutton goes up with Quinn. And looks like, oh, it's an elbow coming right down on top of Quinn's head. I think he's going to be okay. He's a tough woodsman from Hanover, New Hampshire, up there, a Dartmouth College player. One of the interesting things about this league is that you bring players together, and Cape Cod Crusaders have a couple players from Cornell, the coaches from Dartmouth, Damian Quinn is from Dartmouth, a couple players from Boston College. These players wouldn't even speak to each other under different terms. I'm an Ivy grad myself. I went to Princeton. I wouldn't dare be in the same room, let alone the same, don't even want to be in the same county with those players unless it's a soccer game. So it gives you a chance to be together. It's a great opportunity for these players who play against each other during the year to have a chance to play together. And Quinn is coming off. I don't think they're subbing him. But this is dangerous. If he comes out, he's the most physical guy on the team, and you're playing against a physical team in Chicago.
Talk about Mass Premier Soccer, formerly known as Massachusetts Pro Soccer, and they are a fantastic umbrella, an organization that entails a W League team in the Renegades, the two-time defending W League champions, formerly a team in the A-League, now on hiatus, but looking to get that back, and some Super Y League teams along with this Cape Cod Crusader squad who's looking to win their second PDL championship in a row.
This is a risky situation. Damian Quinn being attended to on the bench. If he was to come out of the game, he could not come back in, and they don't want to lose him. And Ken Risley making a decision. Let's get him patched up and play shorthand. Hope we can hold him off for the short time being.
Good throw from Mao, but Boudreaux claims it. Did well to pick it off the head there of Weichert.
And Boudreaux recognizing the situation with Quinn not in the game. He knows he has to come out and make that play, and Weichert can't get there. Good work by Boudreaux responding to the situation.
Ken Tomash can tell us a little bit more about Damian Quinn's injury.
Guys, Damian Quinn took an elbow in the head. He is bleeding, but he is not going to stay out of the game. He's determined. He said, just give me 2 seconds and I'll get right back in there. The trainer is working on him now to try to stop the bleeding and get some sort of a patch on it so that he won't continue to bleed. But he took an elbow in on the right side of his skull, and he's hoping to get back into the game soon. Paul?
He said they're pretty tough up there in Hanover, New Hampshire, and Damian Quinn is going to be back on as soon as he can, but he did take a nasty elbow. And once again, another restart, putting more pressure on Boudreaux in the Cape Cod net.
Jamal Sutton was inches away from winning a penalty as he tried to get by a Crusader defender, but was chopped down just outside the penalty box. And we are going to see a substitution, but it's going to be Pfeiffer, who is very prominent in the first half, but hasn't seen much of the ball in the second half. Adam Pfeiffer is leaving the field to play for Steve Roeder.
Pfeiffer had an impact, and I thought he was most dangerous when he's crossing the ball. He is a very good dribbler, but didn't have as much success there as he did when he was getting in crosses, and Reuter can come in the game. Cornell player, very explosive. He's an attacking threat. Cape Cod does not compromise in attack. They keep trying to score, but they've been under a lot of pressure, especially since Quinn went off.
Grabavoy will shoot. Oh, and again, this one hits the woodwork, but this time off the top of the crossbar. And it looked like Boudreaux might have had that covered, but another opportunity for Chicago goes begging.
We talked earlier about Grabavoy taking long set piece. This is a little more in his range, and that was a lot closer than Boudreaux, I believe, thought it would be. You can hear that ball at the top of the bar. Boudreaux does have it covered. He's got a lot of range in there. And he's under fire now in Chicago. He's going to throw more people in the attack. I noticed Weichert getting forward whenever he can on restarts. I wouldn't be surprised to even see him come in the midfield and maybe Chicago go with just 3 in the back.
Under fire is right as the Fire reserves are pushing players forward, trying to get that equalizer. Just over an hour played here. And of course there'll be a few minutes added on for injury time as Damian Quinn went out to get some repair work done. And Cape Cod still playing a man short.
and they still manage to organize it ever so well. They're just really a well-coached team.
Marty McNutt now. Bulow all alone up front. And Pickens has been a lonely man in the Chicago goal in this second half. Cape Cod full of explosive firepower up front, but content with just the one goal tonight. See if they can get something else on the counter. That one too far for Bulow.
We'd like to thank our corporate sponsor, Walsh Media Incorporated. They're the nation's leading provider of professional voice solutions.
That was nowhere near Sutton. Dombrowski will head it down.
The voices for many of our large corporations dealing with
Pollard for
every
Sutton.
day. If it's not live,
Gets the return ball, but was foul.
Walsh Media Incorporated.
The Chicago taking the restarts a little bit quicker now.
Support of Walsh Media on behalf of the Chicago Fire Reserves.
Inside for Halcro. And Dombrowski. Cape Cod on a line in the back there, pushing their midfield and back four back. And a ball for Rolfe is too far for him as he slips to the turf.
Game of inches, and this shot right here by Dombrowski hits the far post, and the restart by Grabavoy hits the crossbar. Game of inches. Oh, so close from being 2-1. It's still 1-0 Cape Cod.
Grabavoy, though, looking to equalize here inside the area for Mao, and instead of shooting goes to Sutton on the far side. Might have had a crack there, Richard.
I would agree with you, Paul, complete. Needs to take that shot. Ned Grabavoy did the hard work. Mao should have pulled the trigger at the goal, not tried to get it across.
Good footwork from Clanton now. He has Grabavoy with him. Gives it to him. And a nice sliding tackle from Bercoloni.
Great effort by Bercoloni. Just the unsung hero. Just wins all those battles. And here comes the mighty Quinn back into the game. He's like coming off with a hockey player. He's got a hockey player's mentality with that bandage up, ready to go to war.
Terry Butcher from the 1990 World Cup. Now Rolfe. Into the area. Good footwork here as Rolfe keeps it alive. Head to the area. Shot and a dribbler for Boudreau to pick up off the ground. Rolfe set himself up nicely, but couldn't get the power behind the shot. Palguda's ball. Again, too far for Bulow.
Damien Quinn's back on wearing number 9. Obviously, the blood all over his shirt may force him to change the jersey, so a new number to identify Quinn with. He's coming right into the battle. They call him the Mighty Quinn, and he is one fierce, rugged customer.
Well, he looks like he almost has more vigor out there now with the headband on.
Right. It's like a red badge of courage out there. It gets him into the game. It wasn't right until it drew blood.
Foul on the far side as Reuter is called. And the Chicago Fire are going to get a free kick.
Look at him. He's waiting to put a few more bandages somewhere else on him. He's a great battler, and everybody needs a guy with that sort of heart and that sort of fight and physicality is what Damien Quinn brings to the game.
Sutton in tight possession for Grabavoy. Stripped by Nguyen. Sutton gets it back, though, and that touch will be too far for him to chase down.
Sutton is just such a clever player, and he's just so frustrated now because his inability to beat the players that always have support, and Sutton has not been able to split the defense.
And the referee stops play as another substitution will take place. Ken Tomash is down at the sideline.
Guys, Mike Makovic is going to bring Kirk Harwat, a forward from the University of Akron, off the bench, replacing Rob Mao. Try to get some fresh legs in here up front and try to get the equalizer here now as time's running out with only about 22 minutes left in this one. So an offensive substitution for Mike Makovic and the Chicago Fire Reserves. Well,
thanks, Ken. And Kurt Harwat into the game, the number 13.
I believe he scored 7 goals this year. He's gotten some big goals for them during the course of the season. One of the things that Mike Makovic is really pleased with is his depth, and he thinks that sometimes his players coming off the bench can be more effective than starters. We'll see, because they only have about 22 minutes to get the equalizer.
Number 13, Kirk Harwat, leading the game.
Look at
number
big
17,
Clanton in the back, Denny Clanton.
Substitution in the 69th minute.
Now things heat up on the far sideline.
He is revitalized. He needed to have that bandage on his head before he could really get into it.
He's enjoying this.
And he's wearing the coaches. The assistant coach, Ken Risley, just said, here, take my jersey, get back on here. You're more dangerous to me on the sidelines. Get out there and go after them.
High looping ball, and Pickens will pick that one off. Too easy for the keeper.
Picked off by Pickens. Well done. He's very good in the air, controlling the box. He's been pretty quiet. Not much action. And Chicago's had the possession, but they haven't really been able to penetrate.
One of the co-captains, Paul Chase, in possession in the back. And they're content to just launch it forward. And Nguyen's moved up to help Bulow a little bit. Grabavoy. Great sliding tackle from Quinn. Not afraid to get the thighs dirty as well on this artificial surface. It tends to chew up the skin.
Honestly, Damian Quinn was really struggling, and now he's got the bandage on. He's become a new man.
A good sliding tackle there, too. But now, Chicago with a chance. And again, it hits the woodwork. This time, though, Boudreaux got a piece of it. Good save from the keeper as he denies Chicago a chance at tying this game at 1.
Just so frustrating. And Boudreaux, any goalkeeper will tell you the woodwork's part of the arsenal. Here's a chance coming from Rolfe. Again, off the bar. Boudreaux did manage to get a hand on it. Maybe just a finger on that.
Headed away by McNutt. Or Chase, rather, for Nguyen. Nguyen with a couple of Fire players trying to chase him down. Brings it inside nicely, though. Sets himself up, but his touch, his last one, was a poor one. And it got away from him. Now Dombrowski for Chicago.
Good solid defending by Pollard. He forced Nguyen to go on that left foot. He can't beat you on the left side. He beats you with his right foot. Intelligent play by Pollard to snuff out the attack.
Well, strategically, Cape Cod is playing this match very well, although statistically it's Chicago who's had the better of the chances right from the last play of the first half to the full 15, 25 minutes we've played here in this second half.
One statistic that matters is that 1-0 on the scoreboard. You can talk about statistics, and losing coaches often do, but unless you can get the biggest statistic, goal on the scoreboard, doesn't matter.
Grabavoy from way out will play it down the pipe, and that's not the ball you want. You want to go a little wider across the top of the area there. Pilarski now. Good defensive work from Sutton to track back, but Pilarski gets away with it. Quinn now playing midfield general with a nice outside of the foot pass for Pilarski. He chips it into the middle. Flatton just gave it away. Quinn again approaching the ball, looking for an advantage there, but no other white jerseys were up front with him. And Damian Quinn has got Cape Cod another free kick opportunity.
Advantage of war. Look at Quinn. There's nothing more to lose. Let's go have a little more contact, more fun, and maybe they can get in and play a little football and change the schedule around at Dartmouth. Play American football in the afternoon, international football the rest of the time.
Ian Pilarski is the player who is coming out for Felix Brillant, who is a very good player, a Canadian under-21 international.
And this is a defensive substitution. He was the most valuable player in the championship game last year. More of a defensive style player than Pilarski. Pilarski did a lot of work up and down, but Brillant is a more consistent player defensively. I like the move by both coaches, whether this was done by Ken Risley on the sidelines. I think they knew in advance they were going to do this.
And they give it to Quinn. They won the free kick, and he tries to score from it, but his shot was blocked. Didn't get all of it. Vercoloni now gives it away. Well, returns the favor, but regains possession. Play goes on. There's a shortness grab there, but Bulow has it edge of the area. Trying to cross it in for Nguyen. Corner kick is Bulow. Unhappy with his effort there.
And that counter-attacking capability from David Bulow only denied because of really good work by Kevin Wickert getting back on defense. That could have been a dangerous opportunity. So often when you have games like this, you're fighting to get one goal. You leave your defense stretched, the other team gets a counter-attack goal, and it's all over.
We've got about 20 minutes left to play, including the stoppage time when Quinn went off. Driven ball from Vercoloni, headed away. McNutt will chase it down. And a poor ball forward. Lots of space for Dombrowski. Alcro. Nice touch there, but couldn't find Grabavoy as the newcomer Harwick had one of his first touches of the match. And now Brillen with his first. Wide left for Bulow. There's a shot knocked away by Wickert. Quinn. Alguda.
Talguda's been very steady. It was a decision whether to play Talguda or Phil Flakes. A decision as we see a counterattack.
A bad giveaway as Grabavoy now finds Harwick. And he couldn't set himself up again. And Lavo was able to make the right move and stop him.
The coach may have just won himself a championship with that defensive play there. That was really dangerous situation, and they denied it completely.
Well, let's see which way this goes. It's Bulow who's ended up on the ground. And the linesman has the flag in the air. But we haven't seen a call one way or the other yet.
Oh, very, very hard foul by Denny Clanton. There could be some frustration on it. Bulow maybe a little shove, and Clanton really threw him down. I don't know how much that was embellished, but a deserved yellow card, in my opinion, to Clanton. He's a terrific player. He's an MLS prospect, no question about it. He's had a frustrating afternoon with that handball earlier and then missing that opportunity in the box. It's probably a foul out of frustration as much as anything.
Well, the original foul will go against Bulow for tugging the shirt. So they'll get the free kick, but the yellow card is for Denny Clanton's throwing down of Bulow afterwards.
Right, even though you get the play called your way, you get a yellow card. I don't think it should affect Clanton's play from this point on, but no need for it.
Another good clearance from Pickens. And Rolfe will shoot. And it's a little bit of a tricky one as the two-bouncer is picked up by Boudreau, but Rolfe may be inspired by Dombrowski's shot from about 35 yards out. If you hit it right, this thing will fly.
And that ball will take off on the AstroTurf surface on the artificial turf, and Rolfe was banking on that. Didn't do badly with that.
Orcoloni now for Cape Cod. Clanton goes wide right, or left rather, now inside and going to the turf is Harwick. And the foul given in a booking there as well. I didn't see who was given the yellow card.
I think it might have been Damian Quinn that time for coming in with a two-legged tackle. So Salazar has really maintained control of this match. There's been a couple potentially nasty situations he's solved. He's doing an outstanding job.
The veteran of the A-League and MLS.
The Infiniti G35, Motor Trend's 2003 Car of the Year. Brilliantly equipped for $31,195.
In my show, no one gets voted off the island. Nobody marries a millionaire or finds out their fiance isn't one. And I guarantee you, no one will ever have to eat anything they don't want to. So why make a reality show about a restaurant? Because, like every small business, there's never a shortage of drama.
With Open, the small business network, Despirito can get solutions for all kinds of surprises. You can too, when you have the American Express business card.
Nice job with the hamburger helper, sweetheart.
Thanks. Go right down the center of that defense, but taking the long-range shots may stretch the defense a little bit and create some open space.
And there's a long-range shot and a tricky one just over Pickens, as Quinn from well out almost tried to lob the keeper there.
Quinn has been inspired since that injury. He almost scored from 40 yards.
Or what? That's the return ball. Try to go by Amalvo, but you're not going to get by him. Time becoming a factor now, as with the stoppage time and injury time, probably about a quarter of an hour still to play.
That man right there is the guy who could do it for the Chicago Fire Reserves. Ned Grabavoy. He's a poacher. He's an opportunist. He gets the big goals. He's done it all season. And Mike Malkovich needs him to do it now.
Another good throw from Sutton. Had Boudreaux fishing and didn't get there. It went off a Cape Cod defender, so it'll be a corner kick. But that's the type of throw that will pull the keeper, and he won't get there.
Probably had over a dozen corners already for the Fire tonight. Boudreaux's been up to the task every time.
Headed away. Harwatt. Looked like he wanted to volley that one. Thought better of it. Gave it to Rolf. Rolf turns. Good turn. And a shot. Oh, and again they hit the upright. Another shot.
Okay, from Bank One.
Welcome back. Post-game news conference just getting underway. Rex Grossman at the podium. Let's go live to Champaign.
Does this start a wave of the sport on, with fans, and get fans excited about maybe teaming quicker than the timetable suggests?
Well, I've got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of work to do to be where I want to be, and to be a solid choice at quarterback. I got a long way to go, but tonight was a good first step, and I got a lot of bad plays to work on, and I'm just glad that I ended it well, and came back and played well on that last drive, and we started to make plays on that last drive, so that helped. And our defense came up big, stopping them and let us get the ball back. So, the last drive helped, but there's so much I need to work on it. I'll answer that question once I'm ready.
Last question.
A little bit, that's...
And does! David Bulow may have salted it away for Cape Cod as he scores the second for the Crusaders. And that is their lead with about 10 minutes left to play.
And that may be the death knell for the Chicago Fire. David Bulow, very opportunistic, picks this ball off Wickert. In he comes. Pickens comes out. Wickert's too late. The ball slotted in to put the Crusaders on their way to their second consecutive PDL championship.
And you mentioned a game of inches as you look at the pose struck by David Bulow. 4 times the Fire Reserves have hit the upright or the crossbar. And really, Cape Cod's only had that one chance in the half, aside from the penalty kick in the first half. They've made the most of their chances. They've finished them both. And that's how we stand right now, 2-0. The cushion for the Crusaders going into the last 10 minutes of play.
Like we said, Paul, the only statistic that really matters is what it is on the board. And David Bulow, his 16th goal of the season. Go with the Wenyes, 18th goal of the season. They've been the men all season. No change here. Those two dangerous forwards. When you have organized defense and dangerous strikers, it's a lethal combination. Kevin Wickert has to be frustrated. He's been an outstanding player all season long, but he gives up that ball in the end, and it may be too much for his team to overcome.
They've got a corner kick. Rolf looking for Wickert. He had a great chance to tie the game in the first half of the last header of the half. And it was stopped by Boudreaux. There's a shot. And now Sutton will try to get to it. They keep it alive. And again, Sutton trying to do just a little bit too much there. He had Rolf, but didn't play it to him.
Ball needed to go back to Chris Rolf. He was in a position to
win, so we got to clear that up. But you like to win. You always like to win. The only substitutions that we would have made to win the game, and we talked about this going in. We thought if we have to win it with a field goal, we'll put Paul in to kick it, Brad will hold it, and Pat will snap it. Otherwise, the line was the second line, but it just made sense to us to do that. And Paul didn't disappoint us, nor did Brad or Pat or Pat or anybody else up there. So good to win, but a lot of work ahead of us. Just watching the game from the sideline, I thought a guy that stood out was Joe Tafoya. I thought Joe made a lot of plays in the course of the football game. It's not really a surprise to me. Joe is
Bulow running in advance of the ball, and Nguyen coming back in the midfield for the ball. Creates a lot of activity in the middle of the park, and it's a very effective combination. 34 goals between them on the year. That's not too shabby at all.
And Nguyen has done a lot of the dirty work as Bulow has been a lone man up front. And Nguyen will join him when he can.
They just cover so much territory, it makes it easier for the defense to stay compact. And Bercoloni, who's just an unsung hero, can get forward and contribute things. It's just a well-organized team.
McNutt from Derry in Ireland takes the throw. He's also an integral part of the Mass Premier Soccer Academy, which they run, is also part of that Mass Pro or Mass Premier now organization. And the Super Y League teams are looking to take home some championships this weekend as well in Minnesota. Well, they won't win back-to-back or three-time W League championships, as they were knocked out of the playoffs on the route to the Final Four, but they do have a good chance here to go back-to-back in the PDL. Grabavoy. Driven in, headed away. Nice touch from Nguyen. And another good one for Bulow.
Nguyen just keeps running. Runs all day. Tremendous work rate. He does not stop playing and having a little dance in the sidelines too. Going back, but his ability to run and cover territory is so critical. It opens it up for all his teammates. Bulow all the way up top, and the players coming in underneath. The thing that's so impressive about Cape Cod is these players really understand their roles very well. They don't try to do things that they're not prepared to do. Quinn does the winning of the ball in the midfield. Bercoloni does the active stuff, and the defense stays well organized.
And they're all back in support now as Tanner for Chicago gives it to Grabavoy. He'll try to break them down. Good ball from Dombrowski. Dombrowski now for Harwat in the box, and it goes down looking for the penalty. It doesn't get one.
Will get a corner. He's not going to get a penalty. I think he was looking too hard to get it, and the active job was not convincing enough. Roberto Salazar just in complete command of the match. I haven't disagreed, I think, with a single call. Maybe one out of bounds in the first half. Chris Rolfe is a critical corner. They've got to get something here if they're going to have any hope whatsoever.
So in the last 5 minutes of regulation, and there'll be a few minutes of stoppage time. Wicker. Nice back heel for Clanton. And all the defenders have pushed forward. And Nguyen has brilliant wide left, gives it to Bulow on the right side. Try to back heel it there. Might have been better off holding it up. And now he does, and stitches brilliant. Is wide open. There are three white shirts pressing forward. Brilliant. Brings it inside. Still in possession. Does well to hold it up. Puts it onto the left foot. Poked away though. And back from the fire with Grabavoy.
Fine defending by Pollard, forcing him to go this week. Or by Tanner, rather.
Tanner up in the offensive play. Over Rolfe. Grabavoy and Bulow challenge. And it's just booted downfield for Nguyen to get chased. Urgency required from the Fire. And they've had it in the second half. They've had some terrific opportunities to get on the scoreboard. 4 different times they were denied, not by the keeper, although Boudreaux did push one onto the woodwork, but 4 different times they've hit the post or the crossbar. Dombrowski shot from about 35 yards out, probably their best effort. And in level, just won't give one away, will he?
Getting up slowly, the old man with weary bones, and he's very content to let that ball go slowly back. No hurry to play this ball. Cape Cod. My nominee for the man of the match has to be the coach.
He's been very strong, and although he's certainly old for this league, you're making me feel old. He's 28 years old, but the PDL predominantly players under 23 years of age in the development mode, amateur players. who are looking to make it to the big leagues or international soccer.
I know we're trying to bring college players, but wouldn't it be something if somebody was watching this game and just said, hey, young man, you still got a couple of years in us. We're trying to get in.
Time out or something. I couldn't ever feel comfortable until that last drive.
Yeah, you said that you were a little bit nervous. I saw your feet seemed to be, you were throwing a lot off the back of your feet. Yeah. And it seemed like that's one of the reasons you were just kind of, get rid of the ball now, the defense is coming right at me. Was that one of the things you could feel, that your feet just weren't comfortable?
Yeah, you know, my whole body wasn't comfortable. I'm going to be a lot better next week. It was my first experience. I got to start somewhere.
You sound like you're kind of humbled. You're not used to this, are you?
No. You know, when I was a freshman in college, my first scrimmage, I was exactly the same way. I was just all tense and trying to do everything faster because everything was going around faster. And just need to calm down and play football next week.
Well, you got the 2-minute drill underway. Now you just got to get the rest of the game, right?
Yeah, the only reason I have a smile on my face is because we did the 2-minute drill. But other than that, I got a lot of work to do.
All right, Rex, it was a nice job. Hey, a win is a win, right?
Yeah, we won. So.
That's right. They did win, and it's good for Dick Toronto as well. We'll be back with a lot more. Bears win. They beat the Colts in Champaign.
NBC 5 News is brought to you.
Goes deep into the corner, gets by him, Lovell. Good speed there. And the Cape Cod thought that one over the end line. The referee's assistant says no, so Chicago's going to get a throw in. And again, they'll try to set it up with the long throw as all the players come forward. Just Bulow and Pollard, who aren't inside the 18-yard box. Let's go from Sutton. But the first player there is Marty McNutt. More of that good defending from Ingenia. Gave it to Brillant, who knocked it off the Chicago player Rolfe, and they're going to get a throw in. So there's another example of Ingenia's hard running, settling things down for Cape Cod to kill a little bit more time off this clock.
And let's take nothing away from Cape Cod. They've been terrific, but the breaks don't seem to be flying Chicago's way. That one, a clearance, and it just managed to nick Rolfe, and so the ball goes the other way and takes more time off the clock.
Well, they have been unlucky hosts so far. And now with just about 4 minutes or so stoppage time to play, they're going to have to get one here just to make it close. Got to get a late one. Pollard. To Tanner. Tanner's got some space to move forward into. Good ball inside for Harwett. He's got Rolfe. Harwett tries to do it himself. And Lovell goes to the ground. Ball still bouncing around. Tanner comes up and wins the header. And then it's knocked away. And it was good in the air there with Salguda. Ball from Bulow into the box. Now things stretching out a little bit as Dombrowski brings it forward. Bad ball though for Harwett. Cut out by Quinn, who's got the headpiece off now.
Cut it off now. It's just get rid of this thing. It's just...
Then the bases juice one out. Big Frank looking for the grand slam. Chad Bradford gets him swinging the Sox ball.
Brunell, if he's healthy, the Jags can do something. To Jimmy Smith, speaking of doing something, the Jags would miss a field goal on that drive. Vikings striking back. Dante Culpepper looking to bounce back from a mediocre year. Hitting who else? Randy Moss. Great catch and then doing something with the ball after he catches it. Randy Moss. Later on this drive, Culpepper. Culpepper looking confident. Lost it to Dwayne Bates, who makes a great catch for a touchdown. Good sign for the Minnesota offense.
Chargers Seahawks opening drive. Matt Hasselbeck looking for Sean Alexander on a screen pass. Sean gets down to the 1-yard line. Next play, it's Alexander doing what he does best, getting into the end zone. 7-0 Seahawks. Chargers #1 offense never got going. Drew Brees is going to pick on the Seahawks #1 pick. Marcus Trufant breaks it up. Good defense in this one. Seahawks shutting out the Chargers.
Back to baseball, game one. Angels and Indians top 9. Nobody out. Anaheim down by 1. Scott Spezio on second. The pitch by Danny Baez in the dirt past Tim Laker. Spezio to third on that wild pitch. Now after Rob Quinlan flew out, Sean Wooten at the plate. And the pitch by Baez off of the glove of Lakers. Fizio scores on the pass ball to tie up the game at 2.
Let's keep it. I got to check stock.
Luke Bercoloni just really, you don't make that run and it's a goal. Great work by Bercoloni.
Rolf tried to pick out Odwell. Look at that skill from Nguyen. Tried to do a little bit too much, though, and Rolf stole it. Bad ball from Rolf on the end. Well, this is a real uphill battle now for the Chicago Fire Reserves in front of their home crowd just outside Chicago in Naperville, Illinois here at Cardinal Stadium.
Has to be disappointing. Mike Nakovich has just done a tremendous job with his team.
Brilliant with a good shot, stopped by Pickens.
One of the few they've had, but they made him count. Nakovich, I said, done a really great job getting the Fire to the championship game, but it's been the defense of Cape Cod that's held it steady, and then they've opened up for a couple times in the attack, made a few chances, made the most of them.
We're in the dying moments now as Tanner brings it forward for Odwell. Out of England. Inside for Dombrowski. Dabovoy Whale out of the game now and bringing it forward. The touch got away from Chris Rolfe.
Game of opportunities. Cape Cod's made the most of theirs. The Fires come close, but not close enough.
That is the final whistle of their Premier Development League Championship Final, and the Cape Cod Crusaders have gone back-to-back. David Bulow, the USL man of the match, for his setup of the first goal as he won the penalty kick, and he slotted away the second goal of the game. Here's the first one. Bulow, who creates this opportunity. Clanton makes the mistake of handling the ball, and then Bulow, the second goal of the game, takes it from Wickert, slots it by Pickens. 2-0. The USL man of the match, David Bulow, and the Cape Cod Crusaders are the champions. So we will return in a moment to Naperville to crown the champions, the Cape Cod Crusaders. There is the Director of PDL Operations, Steve Clamp, presenting the championship trophy to the 2003 PDL champion, Cape Cod Crusaders. The final score, Cape Cod 2, Chicago nothing on goals from Nguyen and Bulow. And Cape Cod has won it again.
And our man of the match, David Bulow, makes it happen, forcing the penalty, which again he converts early on. 1-0 in the first half. In the second half, they're picking one off. He puts it in the back of the net and make it 2-0. David Bulow striking the pose, representing championship for Cape Cod.
And there he is, the man of the match. Their second national championship and back-to-back.
And you do it once, maybe it's good fortune. You do it twice, it's good production. Great program, great team they put together in Cape Cod.
Again, 51 teams started this Premier Development season. There is only one champion. The Cape Cod Crusaders will have the W League Championship on Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern. Good night from Naperville.